Every artist that I know wants to become known worldwide if they can, but the roadblocks can be emotionally and mentally damaging. We can all sing in unison to that pain. However, if you want to change your current outcomes, then we're going to have to change your mindset to make this work in 3 simple switches. Coming up right here on the Music Money Makeover show. What if I told you that the top 1% of artists don't see things from the bottom up, but they see things from the top down? This means they have vision. They can see the entire picture of their completed journey before they even begin. Then they step out on that vision and build upon it. This is what we call being a visionary, and it's why it may seem like things are happening very fast for them. When they start, they pursue their vision while including all the people who will assist them on the way up, and you should do the same, because this approach allows you to finish at a higher level rather than starting from the bottom and creating music first. So instead, you're creating music for the vision, which avoids putting strain on the creative process and prevents a difficult rise to the top. So let me explain and break down what I just said, because I know you're like, hold on, man. Before I just want to skip this video, but just wait before you do that, because what you're probably doing right now is you're creating music for a material purpose, fame, fortune, or some type of freedom from whatever life is throwing at you right now. You're using it as a means to the next step. Even if it ain't for money, it's some material gain or purpose, so it makes the effort have a short reaping, if you will. But that visionary, that person that becomes that artist that we all admire, is looking at the vision that they had, and they're creating music for the vision. So they're tunneled in and they're looking through to it, and they're like, that's what we're doing. We're doing that right there. And I'm going to create music for that vision, and it's going to change the world. Creating music for a vision is a big difference than creating it for a material purpose. You all know I've expressed that I've done this before in the past. When I was producing music, I wanted to be the coolest person making music. I wanted the girls. I wanted to say, hey man, look at me, I got some money. Not necessarily to flaunt the things that I could buy, but I just wanted it for the money, so I could feel in my mind that I was straight. You know what I mean? And I could have a cool occupation doing this thing. I did get some money. I did get the accolades. I got the Grammys. I got the plaques. I got all that stuff, but it didn't fulfill anything. And I never got enough of it. Ultimately, I'm like, man, I quit, man. It's not even what I want. Now, that's not the reason why I quit, not because I didn't get enough of it, but it was certain things that I wanted. Everything was short-sighted. I was not creating for the vision. So if you want to become a visionary, you have to look at what was the initial aha moment, the reasoning, the picture you got in your mind's eye, and you want to say, what was in that vision? Where was I? What did it look like? Who did I have to be to become that? And you set out on that and you start working on that. Then you ultimately become that visionary, because everybody else that will come into the picture will be there for the sole purpose of you changing the world based on your vision. Let's dig a little bit deeper and let me give you some more 1% keys here. Check it out. 1% of artists desire to build a career without themselves in it. That's what I mean. So did you know that to have a successful music career, you must build it with a team in mind rather than trying to fill every position yourself? And what 99% of music artists do is they attempt to handle every role on their own, believing this approach will lead them to their $1 million goal. And while this might sound admirable, the truth is nobody is truly self-made. It's better to go far with a team than to go fast alone. And those who try to sprint solo might reach 6 figures, but you're going to risk burnout. In contrast, those who take it slow and bring on team members they need can make it to $1 million plus and beyond. And this is what I'm saying. So before we get too far, I know that there are a lot of people who reach out to me and say, hey man, can you manage me? Obviously, I don't manage artists, but we're dealing with a lot of creatives who want to seek management because they're afraid and they're anxious about what could happen in the future. So they don't want to go through the learning curve and brave the learning curve to get to the other side. And then you have those who say, man, there's so many technological advances out here that I don't need anybody. I can do all of this by myself. I can save money. I can save time and labor by using these AI tools and things like that. But I'm gonna tell you from experience, this is what I've learned building this whole thing, that I had the same mindset. I could do this myself and I don't want anybody to do this. And of course, you're the person that has the vision of what you want to build. Yes, I understand that. But in the vision, remember, people have to come along to help you out, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to achieve the vision. You change the world and the people around you. And so the only way that you're going to be able to get there is if you go with the team. Now, when you start out, you might start by yourself, because nobody's going to believe in that. They got to see you pushing the car down the road before somebody hops out and say, hey, let me help you push this car. You get in and steer. But at the end of the day, you're not going to make it. I can guarantee you're not going to make it past 6 figures without a team, because customer service for your clients will fall apart, or your email list or your fans will begin to fall apart. Then you won't be able to keep up with content as much as you want to. You'll be tired. You're always tired. Then what if you're editing all this stuff yourself? You're recording, you're mixing, you're doing all this stuff yourself. Well, I don't have the money to do it. You'll find the money to do it. Go find the money, go find the labor, go find the help. I promise you, it will transform everything. Well, I'm not going to make as much money as I would. You're going to make more money down the line. Yes, it's going to cost you. No pain, no gain. It's going to cost you to bring these people on to help you out, because nobody's going to do anything for free. But the payoff is going to be way bigger if you brave that learning curve, bring the people on, let them help you out. I promise you, you get to the other side, you can be like, man, Casey, yeah, I see what you were saying. All right, so let me give you another key to the 1%. Check it out. The 1% of artists desire to change people's lives, not their own. And the question is, why do they want to do this? The hidden truth about the top 1% of artists is that they desire to improve and change people's lives with their music, not just their own. They think from this perspective because they inherently know that they'll get all the riches they desire as long as they change people's lives by feeding into them. To many, this seems counterintuitive to the creative process. However, if you focus on the people first and yourself second, it will begin to change your life drastically. I promise you that, okay? So, for instance, you and I will create a song together. Now, this song will have the same subject matter. I'm gonna create a hit record, you're gonna create an indie song, all right? My record is gonna have clarity, it's gonna be easy to consume, it's gonna be easy to remember. Your record is gonna have a bunch of words in it, an unclear hook, and nothing memorable about it. Yet we're gonna write on the same subject. You're gonna have complex words, I'm gonna have simple words. But guess what? We're both gonna craft a picture in the minds of the listener. Mine is gonna be more vivid, yours is gonna be more black and white. And that's the difference. Once I start thinking about the people and delivering something that will fulfill their desires and get an emotional reaction out of them so that I can get the riches and all the things that I desire, I begin to win. When you focus on your song, write it the way you want, please yourself, and put your art up on the wall at the house and look back at it and say, I did a wonderful job. This is wonderful for me. It won't work out the same way. The public will not see it the same way, because at the end of the day, and I'll say this later in the video, the public pays you. You don't pay you. All right, I know you got some questions, so let's dig into it. Well, what if I don't have a vision? Chances are you're saying this because your vision was limited or just small, and you're afraid to admit it. And everyone has a vision. Yours might not have been as big as you thought, but everyone has one. And even if your vision isn't huge, that's not a good reason to avoid it. Fulfilling that vision will give you a labor of love rather than a job you hate. And on top of that, you'll become a valuable source for others in the industry, one that will keep you paid, okay? I promise you that. Just focus on the aha moment that you have. Even if it's little and you say, I'm going to do this, and maybe the goal monetarily gets you to 6 figures and that's it. But as so long as you change the world with that, the people in the part of the world that you change, their lives you change, will remember you, and you'll have that legacy. And then you can go on to do something else. The universe will give you another vision to obtain. But I promise that if you don't set out on that vision and you go back and you rely on those material rewards that you want to get, it's not going to be fun in this game. I can tell you from experience. Well, I'm a loner and I don't like networking. It's okay to be a loner. Chances are your career won't be as big, and that's okay too. And if that's what you want, pursue a smaller career. It will still be a labor of love, as I just said, so long as you follow your vision. However, if you solely chase the dollar amount, you're in for a long and frustrating journey. You need a network of people. Some of you all might call these people gatekeepers. I don't care what you call them. They hold the key to other opportunities in life. And sometimes you need a key holder to get to a gatekeeper. And the key holder a lot of time has information that you need to level yourself up so that when you appear to the gatekeeper, they open the gate naturally without any frustration. So a lot of it is the learning curve that I said earlier. A lot of it is the information and the knowledge. However, Again, sometimes you need people to come with you. And if you don't have enough people to enter certain gates, it's just not gonna happen. I know you're a loner. I know that you might not be so comfortable with saying, hey, what's going on? My name is such and such. Who are you? What do you do? But believe you me, like, people in this world want to be approached. They want to be acknowledged, and they want to be asked about. If you play to that pain point that people have, that a lot of people in this world are not acknowledge people. Man, that's a nice suit you got on, man. What do you do? Because I see you around here all the time and I'm just curious. Oh, I do such and such. Really? I do blah, blah, blah. And if there's a connection that you can find there, make the connection happen, go about your day. Give them a call later. I promise you, if you begin to do that, you'll build your network. I had problems with networking until I was thrown in a room full of people at a music conference, and I said, there's no way that if I paid this money to get in this music conference, I'm not leaving with some connects. Somebody here does something, and a lot of these people ain't talking. So because these people are being underserved by not being approached, I'm going to approach these people and I'm going to find out what it is they do. I'm going to give them a little bit of time. That's my goal going in. And I'm going to give them like 2 to 3 minutes and I'll say, hey, well, look, man, thanks and nice to meet you. But if I find that there's something there I can use, I'll make that connection happen and maybe I'll give them 5 to 10 minutes. Get the connect, go to the next person, right? It's the best way to do it. Best way to do it. But my art is supposed to be all about me and not the people. Hey, and we're gonna talk about this all month. You can make your art all about yourself, which classifies you as an indie artist. I'm not saying you can't. However, remember that it's not you who pays you, it's the people. And if their experience of you isn't great, they'll treat and pay you accordingly, forever keeping you in the indie artist category. Here's what you can do about this. I want you to recall the vision you had when you decided to pursue music. Write out that vision and create a list of all the people you need to achieve it, okay? Finally, write down your why, or why your 5-year-ago self would listen to the music you're creating now. And this exercise will help you develop a sense of purpose for your music. I guarantee it. 5 years ago, you needed something. Write for who you were 5 years ago, about all the things that you've overcome since then, and then write from that position, and the song will be so good. So this is what it's going to look like when things work out for you. Here's your payoff. The purpose you clarify will fuel your drive. The drive you generate will attract team members. Okay, we're going to attract some team members here. Finally, the team members you gain will help you produce the revenue that you seek. Revenue doesn't come first, but this is what it's going to cost if you don't pursue this method. Because without a clear purpose in this journey, the discouragement will quickly set in and you'll expend considerable effort, leading to physical and mental exhaustion, and your mind will start to doubt your abilities. And this downward spiral right here stems from a lack of drive, absence of team support, and failure to generate revenue. When that happens, I guarantee you it's like a slippery slope. You won't come up out of that sucker. For all of you out there, if you were struggling with defining your purpose and vision, building a team, or generating revenue, you now have more information to turn these things around. Use these insights to become the hit artist, or that 1% artist you've envisioned for yourself, and so you can live amongst the greats, man. And to put a dollar amount on this, it doesn't take much to become the 1%, or if we, to get in that 1% category. We're still in 6-figure land when we become a 1%er. And we're talking about, because this is the Music Money Makeover show, we're talking about, in the state that I live in, $720,000. But on average in the United States, you want to become a 1%er, $400 and some odd $1,000, and boom, you're in the 1%. So it's not as greedy as you think. It's not as, dark as you think to become that. These are just tactics and actually, these are not strategies, these are tactics and principles that will allow you access to that. View the world from the top down, not the bottom up. Change the world based on your vision and not your personal material desires, because those will come anyway. And I guarantee you, you'll be right in the 1%, just like everybody else who got these principles. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course beneath this video to jump into that 1% category. All right, grab the free stuff, smash the like button, drop a comment, share this video, and guess what? I'll see you next time. Peace.